Hi guys, I wanted to share with you something that I made yesterday. It's not so much that what I made is so great, it's just kind of the story behind it is really funny. I had a biopsy done, a bone marrow biopsy, and it has really knocked me for a loop. I was on bed rest yesterday, and today I'm still taking it kind of easy. And I had the biopsy on Thursday, today's Saturday, and it's just been a tough one to get over. But anyway, I was so bored in my bed yesterday, and I only can literally watch TV for so long, and I don't watch television. So I decided to scrapbook. And this is all I had to scrapbook with. I had my tape runner, which eventually ran out of tape, and I couldn't put another one in because I was on bed rest. I had my all-time favorite rubber cement, so I transferred over and started using this and ended up liking it better. I want to show you guys how to use rubber cement. This is a really great adhesive. You just have to kind of know what you're doing. I'll show that at a later time. I had scissors, didn't even have a paper cutter with me. Everything I cut was all hand cut at this point. And then I, of course, had my surface inks to ink the edges of some things, which is my Brutus Monroe. These are my favorite ink. I love them. So I had these. And then for titles, I had the Brutus Monroe little peg system. With the detail ink, and this turned out to be really handy. Plus it was quite entertaining after I had gotten done making my little mini album to have to put it all back together again. I purposely took every single bit of this apart and like threw them on my bed so that I'd have to match them up, and it entertained me for like 20 minutes. You don't have to spend that much time putting this back together. I did because I was in bed and bored. So anyway, this can be a puzzle for your kids in the car to learn the alphabet too. Yay! Okay, so let me show you this. The kids and I, this was perfect timing, man. The kids and I did over spring break. I like to travel. I like to travel in general. But over spring break, I took them to the Petrified Forest up in Kingsman, Arizona, which is right off of Route 66. And we stopped by Winslow, Arizona, and saw the man standing on the corner that they spoke of in the Eagles song, and I found a really cool historical gem. So I wanted to document this trip. There's 20 pictures total, but there's so many stories that are included that it was important that I was able to tell the stories too behind it, because it was really fun. The trip didn't cost me more than $400 at the most. I think it was even cheaper. I think it was like $350, and there's 4 of us going, my 3 kids and myself, and I'm going to show you what happened in the book. So this is a digital download. It's the Route 66 junk journal from Calico Collage. I took a book that I had in my stash that's been there for years. It's the Smash book. I think I got it on clearance for $3 or $4. And I wasn't doing anything with it. I didn't want to buy something new. I didn't want to have to include this in my family album because there was so much to include. So this made the perfect backdrop for it. So this is from the kit. This is the cover sheet. Ink the edges, and I did a permanent adhesive technique using the rubber cement. There's no wrinkles in it, and it's not coming up. So I need to show you guys how to do it, because rubber cement is my favorite adhesive. I learned how to use it when I was going through College of Education. My degree is in teaching, and I had to take, at the time, it was actually a technology class, and they were teaching how to use rubber cement. That's how long ago I got my degree, and I've been using it since. That was back in the 1990s. The 1900s is when I got my bachelor's. Okay, so open it up. This little greeting card, along with every other state that Route 66 goes through. If you're not familiar with Route 66, it goes from Chicago to California. People used to just drive it to drive it. It's a lot of fun. The Interstate 40 came in, and it saved about 10 minutes off of drive time. And so people started to use that instead of Route 66. All of Route 66 was not paved, and so therefore it just became like a little ghost road. Nothing on it. However, the paved parts are still active, and people still do enjoy driving it. My dream on my bucket list is to take the Route 66, or as much as I can, from California to Chicago. I really want to do that. That's just something that I think would be cool. Okay, so here we go. Spring break, I used my Brutus Monroe little pegs to stamp that. March 2017, I used the little Brutus Monroe here. He needs to come out with some numbers. But anyway, and then this backdrop is part of the kit. It's one of the pages. My son with a big guitar he thought was cool. This again is part of the Route 66 Travel Junk Journal Digital Download Kit from Calico Collage. And then a picture of my son, and we were in Winslow, Arizona at the time. This is the man standing on the corner, song the Eagles wrote about. That's my vehicle behind it. This is a really cool mural that was painted. I wish I would have got a full picture of it, but I didn't. Did the story behind it. This is from the kit, this cute little band. I wrapped it around there. This, oh my God, this place is awesome. So I was looking for a place to eat, a restaurant. Winslow, Arizona is pretty much the only stopping point between here and Kingsman. And I just looked up a place to eat that had gluten-free food because I'm on a gluten-free diet because I have celiac disease. So there you go. And this place had it. We walk in. It's so cool. I love it. The history of this hotel is amazing. It originally came in when the railroad was running through. The railroad still does. Amtrak still does come through there, and you can get special deals. I sound like an advertisement today, and I don't mean to, but this is what I learned when I was there. You can still get special deals, because I was shocked. The town was kind of a ghost town, and then you go here, and it's kind of hopping. And the hotel has been there for a long time. I want to say 1910s, 1920s. Harvey, there's a guy that came in, his last name is Harvey, and he really put the town on the map with this hotel and the addition of the railroad coming through. And so I was shocked, and I pulled up and I noticed that the hotel was active. Well, come to find out, Amtrak has a deal worked out with this hotel in which you can get an Amtrak ticket, go anywhere, and if it's going through here, they'll stop, let you off, spend the night there. You don't have to buy a new Amtrak ticket. You can just hop on the next morning and go on to your destination. So that's kind of cool. I would love to do that. Hop a Amtrak somewhere and stay over here one night. It's amazing. I'll tell you why. The history behind it, number one. You have everyone staying there from the Doublemint twins all the way up to Janet Napolitano recently. Big names have stayed at this hotel. All the stars from, the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s all stayed here. This is the place to stay in Arizona back then. It had in it an amazing museum, kind of, where it was just the history of it was there. Really cool. And then the thing that blew me away was this fantastic, controversial art museum that was free if you went. And you could go tour it. It was amazing. I was blown away. Very controversial. If you get offended easily, you probably don't want to go through it. A lot of politically inspired things, but the work was mesmerizing and thought-provoking and beautiful, and some of it beautiful in its own rights, and I was just enthralled by it. And then you could go past that and you could actually see the rooms that these stars and politicians and judges stayed in. They had them all labeled, and it is so cool. So it's still a functioning hotel. These animals were cool. They're made out of metal. It's like art in itself. I want to go back. I would love to stay the night and just explore even further. So I really had a good time. This to me made the trip. I love finding stuff off the beaten track that I wasn't expecting. This is what a road trip is to me. And so this was it. All right. So from there, this is actually the original Route 66. It ran right through the Petrified Forest. If you can see back here, those are little, they look like little light fixtures that, the big poles that we have now. These are wooden and they're kind of short. If you see that ever off of the highway, if you look off to the side and you see that and you're on the Interstate 40 and you see those, that is showing you where the original Route 66 ran. That is how you can tell. That's where it ran. So this is one of the cars on the Route 66. This is me with it. I love old cars. There we go. Again, this page is from that kit along with that and this. Then, now this is cool. I found out that Cozy Cone in the Cars movie, which happens to be my youngest son's favorite childhood movie, is actually based off of this place, which is in Kingsman, Arizona, the Wigwam Motel. Originally, this motel chain opened up, and there were 7 throughout the United States dotting Route 66. There are only 2 right now that are still active that you can stay at. That is in San Bernardino, California, as well as this one, which is Kingsman. In the Cars movie, it says that it's based off of, it's in Winslow. That's not true. The entire Cars movie is based off of these vehicles that are parked out in front of these wigwams. They are just rooms that are wigwams. They're freestanding. The cars have been there before the movie. This is the one that Tow Mater was based off of. So if you look, you can see this was our wigwam that we stayed in. You can still stay there as a historical landmark, and it's not that expensive. For 2 nights, I spent $163, including tax. It's not the Hilton by any means, but if you have kids, it's worth it. Even if you don't have kids, it's totally worth it. It's comfortable. It's clean. You know, it's not a 5-star by any means, but it's an experience. And to me, that just makes everything totally worth it. My son had a blast. He took his little camera thing and went around and took a picture of all of the cars. And I had to go in and clarify. I thought that they moved the cars in because of the movie, but no, the cars were there before the movie, and Disney came through and based the movie off of the cars. So once we found that out, we went around town, and it is a ghost town. Things are run down and shut down, but a lot of the buildings and things that you see in the Cars movie are dotted throughout this town in Kingsman, Arizona. So it is, even though it says it's Winslow, it's really Kingsman. They did that, you know, for Hollywood appearances, you know, to make the story more sellable. And what's the story more sellable? What's interesting is when you go into Winslow, Arizona, they do kind of play up the cars a little bit. Here, they don't play that up, and I appreciate that they left the integrity of the town intact. They really didn't. They're not bringing much attention. They could have easily have commercialized this to be Cars off the movie, and they didn't do that. So I really appreciated that. They kept its authenticity. Okay, so just some stories here about what I just told you. Again, this is all from that same kit, Calico Collage, the Route 66 kit. The first place we stopped was the Painted Desert. This is my kids out there. Then this again is that kit. And then this is the Petrified Forest. And it was the primary reason we went. We were in awe of the beautiful petrified wood. The forest itself, I hate to say it, I probably shouldn't say this, is really ugly. But the wood is not. It's beautiful. So that made it all worth it. And then from there, so I left this page blank. It again is just the kit. The kit is so beautiful, and the pictures are spot on with what we had seen, what I have seen over the years on Route 66. That doesn't mean I won't add something later, but for now, I am so happy with that. Okay, this is a picture of my daughter overlooking the Painted Desert. Love this picture of her. A journaling spot. I left some open spots for my kids to write, so it wasn't just me, because I think that this was probably one of their most favorite trips we've ever taken. Journaling block here. Again, I am a 50 Chevy girl. I mean, that's my dream vehicle, only in blue. That's a 57. I want a 56, but still, another area to journal on. This, I think, is actually a free download from Calico Collage. Coordinates beautifully with her kit. Another one, just, you know, pretty picture, kind of adds to the ambience of it all. This is part of it too. Kit. And then how fun is this? There are some cute little note cards that we can go ahead and write on. And I just did this yesterday in my bed with my scissors and what I showed you. So my kids haven't had time to add anything to this. Then when it's done, we can pull it on over. And it'll close up like that. It's so cute. I love it. It just all coordinates, and I love how it has an old-time feel to it. This is actually the original Smash book page. I added this clip art from the kit. My son on one of the petrified logs. And I did think I got to tell you again, Petrified Forest, you're not going there to see the beauty of a forest. You're going there to see the beauty of petrified wood. And it's so interesting, the history behind it. Nice journaling place still to use. And then extra little tags that I have that the kids can journal on. And they all have stories and things that they remember from the trip that I want them to write about as well, to put in here. So, and normally I would have run this through my my scan and cut, but like I said, I was on bed rest. I couldn't do that. My son, King of the World, one of the rocks. And then this is the last of the book. So anyway, if you are on Route 66 or doing a road trip in general, I highly recommend this kit. Calico Collage has it. You can use it as many times as you want, I believe. Reasonably priced, like $10.50, and you get like all of this. I still have a little left over that I'm going to make cards out of probably, but it's just perfect timing. I had taken the trip in March, and like literally 2 weeks later she comes out with this kit, and I'm like, oh yes. So I knew that this was going to be it. And even the pages that I don't have any of my pictures on, I'm so tempted just to leave because I love how it adds to the album. And I highly recommend Kingsman, Arizona, and I highly recommend Petrified Forest. Petrified Forest, I actually went there because one of the reasons is my family and I are really into science, but we're Christians. However, we don't necessarily believe in creation entirely, and we don't necessarily believe in evolution entirely. We believe in what is called creative or intelligent design. And I've let my kids kind of come to that conclusion on their own. We talk about evolution, you know, and one of the reasons why I went was because I think that eventually science is just going to prove what the Bible states. Not there yet. I don't have any qualms with anyone who believes in evolution. I'm not going to fight it because it's a valid argument, you know. I think I skipped this page. This is my son looking at the we can't even say it. The Native Americans that were hunters and gatherers wrote on rocks. And he was looking at that, and you could see it. It was cool. He has a really great picture of it on his Instagram. Anyway, I digress. This place, like I said, I don't have... Evolution to me is proven in that if you go to the Smithsonian, you know, the average height of a Civil War soldier was 5'7" back in the 1860s, and the average height of the soldier now is 6'1". That is proof of evolution. With better nutrition, your environment, better medicine, longer life, you evolve, you change. All evolution is change. Is all it means. It's not a big bad word. You change to fit your environment. So I'm not scared of that. I'm also not scared of the Bible and what it says either. I don't think that God's going to pop a baby tree on the earth on the day that he created trees. I mean, of course they're going to say that they're millions of years old. It would take forever for that tree to grow. Of course he's going to put a full-grown tree. And I know that I sound so silly right now because I'm not doing a very good job articulating myself, but whatever. So anyway, Petrified Forest, the reason why I wanted to go was because I thought it would help clarify the flood and prove, you know, Noah's Ark type deal, because it was all underwater at one time. However, science has shown more, not so much that, as much as at one time it was in the location of about, I believe, Panama. Is what they had said, and something happened so that it broke away and it ended up here in Arizona. So one time it was underwater, but not underwater in our location, underwater in another part of the world. Well, if you go back into the Bible and talk about the Tower of Babel, God separated the continents, which could have been done by an earthquake, which proves how Petrified Forest came about. All of these logs are petrified because they were underwater. They found really cool dinosaur birds, some seagoing creatures in the museum. This is the only place that they found these type of objects or animals have been here. So to me, it more proved the Tower of Babel or lent to that. That's what I appreciated about it. I like to think like that. My kids like to think like that. And it's really a great spot. So if you want to go and have a fun trip and just want to, explore nature and get a feel for Route 66 and something that maybe not a lot of people know, go off the beaten track, check this out. Stay at the Wingmog Hotel. They're not sponsoring me. I had a really good time. It's totally economical. You're not staying at the Hilton. I mean, I like the Hilton from time to time, but this was so much fun. I loved it. I loved it. So anyway, this is my album. I know I went off on a tangent there, but I just wanted to share it with you. Traveling is one of my favorite things to do, if not my favorite thing to do in the world, as well as history and science. So this was just like the perfect trip ever, and it was fun. So until next time, make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to my channel. I will talk at you later. Bye.